What's happening, guys? Powerbang here, and I'm bringing you a 3-star checklist that you need to take care of before every single one of your air raids. We're going to break down some bases today at Town Hall 9 and Town Hall 10 to go over exactly what you're looking for. Town Hall 11 players can benefit from this too by simply observing what we talk about at Town Hall 10, and I'll talk about the key differences at Town Hall 11 towards the end of this video. But when we first take a look at this base, we are looking at a Town Hall 9. There are primary objectives in a base, which means these are the most important and absolutely imperative things that you must take care of before you can have a successful 3-star attack. First and foremost, you got to figure out where that Archer Queen is at. We have to figure out exactly how we're going to kill her and take her out, because the Archer Queen is the last thing you want to leave standing in an air raid. She can really neutralize those balloons as they go around trying to clean up defenses. Next is the clan castle troops. They will come out of your clan castle, so you want to identify where that is in the base, if it's an easy lure, if it's a hard centralized lure, like you see in this base, and figure out how you can either lure that out or take care of it on the fly. Next, after that, if you're at Town Hall 10, Inferno towers are going to be an issue, but we'll skip over that for now and come back to that in the next raid. Next, to get to this queen and to get to this clan castle, you first have to determine your angle of entry. Now, which path are you going to take to get to the queen, get to the clan castle? And because of the queen's positioning in this base in the upper right makes the most sense to enter into. So another primary objective is establishing a funnel. What that means is your golem could come down targeting, say, this cannon right here. That will distract the fire of this archer tower, this cannon, likely this mortar here if you can get it on the right side of the cannon, as well as the queen and any other like Teslas that pop up in this outer compartment. By distracting all of that fire, you have then secured yourself a safe wall breaker entry point, which is right next to the golem. The reason that this is safe, oftentimes wall breaker entries with one golem are not safe because they do target the same section of wall, most likely. There is no splash damage such as wizard towers or bomb towers in range of the entry point. The only thing in range is this mortar, and that mortar you can time very easily, especially if it's a very short walk to the outer wall. They shoot once every 5 seconds, so wait for the mortar shot to be almost about to land, drop your wall breakers, and voila, you are in. Next, you're going to be looking at your secondary objectives. In addition to analyzing how to quickly get to the queen and clan castle, you want to see what is on the way there that you can go ahead and neutralize or take out. In this case, air defenses. These are the primary thing that you want to get rid of in a base when you are trying to attack it via the air. And then another kind of consideration that you can have while you're attacking is this air sweeper here as well. That can definitely help your raid out, but it is not required that you get it taken care of. So when you're considering where to come in on a base, coming in from the top left would not be advisable because you're not able to accomplish many secondary objectives like getting air defenses taken out because the pathing is not concrete. You don't know exactly where those troops are going to go. They could go pretty much anywhere. Now, coming in from the top right, he's able to very certainly take out this air defense when he enters, and this one as well. Let's go ahead, watch the raid, see how this develops, and we will talk about a few more considerations for an air raid at Town Hall 9. So the golem comes down, again, see all of the fire from the expo, the cannon, the archer tower, and the mortar. Funnel is created up on the top by the wizards. They take out that building real quick, and that building has to be down before the bowlers and heroes come in as well. We've got bowlers in the clan castle to help with a push here, and notice the clan castle is taken care of primarily by a poison spell. The poison takes out most of the minions and slows up the dragon's damage so that it can't do much damage to the kill squad here, and it looks like the king and queen have gone ahead and taken care of the clan castle, 2 air defenses, the enemy archer queen, and that is pretty fantastic for a kill squad. We still have 16 balloons and 3 lava hounds left in the base. How do we determine which side of the base we want to attack with these balloons? Essentially, the whole upper right side of this base is destroyed. We can either begin the air portion of this attack from the upper left or the lower right portion of the base. Now, if you look at this base and try to determine what is going to cause your air troops grief, it's going to be these guys right here. Once you've established where the air defenses are, you can get some of those taken out on the entry. This air sweeper and this air sweeper could be an issue for balloons, and since it's pointed to the left here, entering from the left side of this base is not the smartest idea. So you're going to see Mo here come in from the lower right side once he's gone ahead, use that queen ability to keep her up, and take care of as much of the base as possible. Here come the Lava Hound entries. Typically, you want to deploy 2 Lava Hounds to the first air defense, because you're, most often you're going to absorb a lot of traps as you enter in. This time he does avoid them. A couple loons catch them on the outside of the base. Not super lucky there, but that's okay. And now we have a Tesla farm as well. This is another consideration for your air raid. Oftentimes people take 1 rage spell as part of their army for their air troops, and that rage spell you typically want to save for around the Tesla farms and wizard towers. Conversely, a heal spell can also be used to get through these sticky areas, but the rage spell would be ideal for this spot. That way he can go ahead and take that out. With the hounds tanking, he also has those balloons to get through there in short order. So you see them rage up, take all of that out, and then on the back side of the base, this is another consideration. The group from the front side, those balloons that are right here, they are all getting pretty low on health. In order to save your balloons and get more bang for your buck, send in the backside balloons, the full health balloons still remaining in your army camp, to the remaining defenses to make sure that they pick up the aggro or the defensive fire from those buildings before the defenses lock onto your front group. Watch how this works as the backside balloons go ahead, take out these archer towers, and the front side balloons are uncontested and take out the remaining base defense. Very nicely done. And we will break down some more information here in this next base. We're going to look at one more Town Hall 9 and talk about some more objectives and also some more considerations for when you attack a base. So nice job to Mo here. Let's move on to the next raid. So number 20, this is Lucas. This is our resident expert air attacker, and he is attacking a Town Hall 9.5 here with his 9. Now again, guys, you're looking first of all for the Archer Queen, and you want to make sure that you enter the base in a direction that will essentially end up on the Archer Queen and make sure that you can kill her. In addition to that, the Clan Castle is going to be a priority as well. And there are no Infernos in this base, although it is a Town Hall 10. He simply has not built them yet, so we are looking at a Town Hall 9.5. Now, in order to get to this base, to get to the Queen down here on the bottom, which direction do you want to come in from? Are you wanting to come in from the bottom because it's the closest and probably the easiest to reach her? Probably not. If you look at the top left of this base, look at all those secondary objectives right there for the taking. Holy cow. 3 air defenses right together. Sending your kill squad through that, section of the base will get you 3 air defenses, allowing you to use some supplementary troops for your kill squad, because the more air defenses you're able to take out on the entry, the less lava hounds you will need to tank for the remainder of your balloons. So because he can get 3 air defenses, he's able to bring 7 Valkyries as well into this raid. So another thing to take a look at when you're planning your air raids is taking a look at potential Tesla farm locations and making sure that you've allotted a heal or a rage for those locations when you drop your balloons in. Another consideration for whether you want to attack a base via the air is looking specifically at these expos. The expos need to be pointed down in most situations to make it a good candidate for an air raid. Now, that is not always the situation. However, it certainly makes it a lot easier when one of the highest DPS defense buildings in the base is not shooting at your troops. So in this scenario, you see these 2 expos are locked onto the ground, and that is very, very nice for an air raid. So let's go ahead and watch as this raid develops. Again, entering from the top left allows him to go ahead, drop 1 golem. And you notice how he's attracted the fire from the mortar and from the archer tower. Again, no splash damage hitting the golem aside from the mortar, so he'll be able to time his wall breakers between mortar fire. So funnel has been created on both sides. You see the wizard on the left, the baby dragon and wizard on the right. Here comes the wall breakers. A test one goes down first, does get hit by the mortar, but now opens up the wall. Now, watching the jump spell, he keeps it out of the center compartment, this compartment right here. That will keep the king from getting to that air defense. However, it will keep him from... Well, he might have hung it over the wall here a little bit. You can see it's kind of touching. on that wall segment. But the goal here is to keep them kind of in their lane and have the troops head for this queen rather than get distracted and dispersed on the enemy Archer King. Yeah, no, the enemy Barb King. We don't want them to get too distracted, want them to head to the queen. But because the queen platform is butted up against the wall, you will see her jump the wall to approach the incoming troops. Here comes the CC, and again, a poison spell to deal with those as they approach. As long as you have some as long as you have some tanking out front in those golems, that is a great, situation for your poison spell. So there we go. We are in. The Valks have gone to the upper compartment, and the push is done. Now, coming in to this base, he has chosen to go ahead and target this air sweeper because it's pretty external to the base and won't affect many of his balloons that are actually under defensive fire. Because he's able to target this defense directly by his balloons, means that although these top balloons here might be a little bit slower to get to the cannon, they still will get there because nothing else is in range to shoot them down. He's targeted this air sweeper with the 2 balloons on the left, so that is the reason he has gone from the upper left. It just makes more sense to have the kill squad work down south to take out as many of these defensive buildings as possible that are pretty key, such as the wizard towers. We will watch as this develops. So still has his clan castle lava hound that he deploys down here from a different angle. He's able to drop that in and replace the lava hound sitting on top of the air defense exactly before it explodes. So that's a great job there from Lucas. Again, all of the balloons have easily taken care of the defenses. Lava Hound on the air defense is just chilling and waiting, and he's able to save his haste spells here. And as he approaches the Tesla farm in the base, this is the appropriate spot to use those speed up spells to make sure that you get through that section of the base unscathed. So the last Lava Hound stops on the Tesla farm, attracts most of the fire here, and the balloons work their way through. Again, he has saved 3 balloons for the bottom of this base, and instead of having the archers focus on, completely the the front group here, he drops in some backside balloons there to take out those as well. And the last consideration here that I will let you guys know of is at the Town Hall 9 level and even Town Hall 10 and 11, always make sure that you've got cleanup troops working the opposite side of the ring from where your defense targeting troops end up. This goes for air or ground raids. Make sure that the cleanup troops are there. In this case, you got a lot of lava pups working, and it's going to be no problem to clean up. But this is, if you had a wizard or if you had, some extra archers or something, make sure that you drop them in a spot that the balloons are not going to get to immediately. Dropping them on this gold mine here, while it is low health and while it is on the edge of the ring, isn't really helpful because the balloons will be reaching that momentarily. More helpful would be this builder hut in the corner where the troops may potentially path away from, or if you have a wizard, this up here, depending on the amount of time that you have remaining. So those are some tips on the Town Hall 9s, guys. Let's look at a Town Hall 10 raid and see how these objectives are kind of modified in order to meet a Town Hall 10 base. So Ossitron here, going in on 15. We'll pause this, scout the base, and again, we're looking at the queen as a primary objective, the clan castle as well. Again, on a Town Hall 10 base, because of the Inferno towers and the additional point defense, it's a lot harder to make super deep pushes into the base that will reliably kill that archer queen. So coming from the bottom right here makes sense. Now, he wants to enter the base in between these 2 air defenses because those are the secondary objectives, and by parking his queen inside of that compartment between those 2 secondary objectives, he'll be able to get not only the air defenses, he'll be able to get this sweeper, which is another kind of secondary consideration. He'll be able to get both heroes, the clan castle that comes out, a lot of value. Now, by trailing his king in and using a jump spell on this expo over here, he'll also be able to get the king to hop the wall and eventually target this Inferno tower to take it out. Inferno towers, you have to have a plan to take out at least one of them with your kill squad, and have a plan for pathing to the second one to make sure that you're able to target it efficiently and have it go down before it wreaks too much havoc. Now, at Town Hall 10, you have a decent freeze spell level unlocked, so make sure max those freezes out as soon as possible and bring one of them to take care of the backside Inferno. The backside Inferno means the one that you are not taking out as part of your kill squad, and it is the one that the balloons will approach when they are deployed. So let's go ahead and watch this raid. he will go ahead and drop a queen in here to go ahead and do a queen charge. And he drops a baby dragon in to create the funnel. The queen goes in first to attract the fire of air targeting defenses like this archer tower. And the baby dragon, unfortunately, steps in range of the air defense, but does get enough taken care of so that the queen can go in. Fire is attracted to her, and the wall breakers go down to open up a safe location. Now, another consideration here for your kill squad is your archer queen. Typically, especially at Town Hall 10 with the additional strength and defense, while maybe not in this base, but most cases, you want a rage spell to keep that queen alive. So you drop those on the healers and the queen, so that the queen gets the extra damage boost, but the healers, this is the most important part. If you have to miss one of these things, miss the queen, because the healers are what's keeping everything alive. So at this point, the king is breaking these buildings, and he will go ahead and wall break in on the right side, it looks like. And we've got the clan castle engagement with a CC poison spell to go ahead and accelerate that kill, and we've got the queen healing up now. The Valkyrie has started to work her way in. The king's going to go through the wall here in just a moment. The wall breakers go down to assist, open it up, and now the king is going to go walk all the way around and then walk all the way back. Beautiful. So the jump spell is down to lead the queen, to lead the king into the compartment with the Inferno tower. We've got the queen popping that ability, a rage spell for all troops, involved here, and we've taken out the Inferno tower. Now look at this base, guys. We've gotten that air skeleton spell blower thingy. What the heck is that even called? The sweeper. Yes, that thing in the center of the base. On this side, we've gotten that taken out. We've gotten 2 air defenses taken out. We've gotten a wizard tower taken out. We've gotten the Inferno tower taken out. That's a whole lot of damage done to this base. And the last question is, how will we quickly take out this Inferno tower on the backside? So watch how he sends his hound in, and he makes sure that he paths his balloons shortly behind to make sure that everything is targeting that Inferno tower before it moves on. But it looks like everything will go from this bomb tower into the Inferno. So he sends his second hound at the same air defense there to soak up any traps, to soak up any fire. And the free spell goes down as the balloons approach to go ahead and help the balloons get in, take out the Inferno tower with the haste spell helping them in. Haste is what you want to use around those Inferno towers to make sure that your loons are not exposed for any duration of time if you can all help it. And at this point, you're just kind of overwhelming the rest of this base with your remaining balloons. The last Lava Hound sits on top of the air defense, doing some great tanking here. And his balloons are separated into 2 separate groups so that the Wizard Tower is distracted by one group. And eventually, the air sweeper finally gets taken out, and the balloons go ahead and finish up the raid. So to recap what we've talked about today, guys, I know I've covered this kind of sporadically in other videos and once a long time ago. Basically, you got to talk about the primary objectives for Town Hall 9, 10, and 11. They're all the same. Kill the Archer Queen, get the Clan Castle troops taken care of. If you're at Town Hall 10, get the Inferno. Establish a funnel in order to make sure your troops do not walk and go roundabout around the base. Secure a safe wall breaker location. And if, wall breakers aren't their way to go and you can, maybe jump over 2 walls to enter the base, consider a jump spell if that's what's most appropriate. Secondary objectives are air defenses and, any DPS situations that you can guide your troops through. Maybe on the way to the Queen, you can get a Tesla farm as well. That would be a great spot to enter the base. Another secondary consideration, especially at Town Hall 11, is the Eagle Artillery. That is a very dangerous building, and you definitely don't want to leave that up as you're dealing with it with your air raid. So make sure that you're able to take that out with some sort of a queen walk, queen charge. I would even move that up to a primary objective, especially for the air troops at Town Hall 11. Ground, you might be able to get away with a, leaving the Eagle up and having the golems and kings soak up those hits. But at air, you definitely don't want those locking on to your balloons, because that is game over at that point. So thank you guys for the examples in this video. Hopefully you've learned something today. This has been primary, secondary objectives, and a 3-star checklist for your air raids. This is Powerbang, and I'm signing out till next time, guys. Take care.